Okay, we are recording. I think this might be our first Soaring Strong team call because I think we were the dream team the last call we had. So, this is our first ever official Soaring Strong Nation team call, which is super exciting. I love new beginnings. I love this new team that we have going on, and I'm super pumped about this call tonight because you're going to get so many good, tangible tips to take away and start running with your business tonight. So Sarah's going to start here in just a minute with some recognition, and then I'm going to go into Instagram and exactly how I work my Instagram power hour, and then Lindsay's going to wrap it up with some motivation and some hard love. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to send this over to Sarah, and she's going to do some recognition because there have been some awesome things happening on our team. So Sarah, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Now, the last time Fit Fighter did a recognition like this and Lindsay did it, she had like music going, and I am not that prepared. So Lindsay, if you want to like unmute and sing like in the background while I'm doing this, but
Okay,
totally. You ready? Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen here. I was only prepared enough to like get some slides, and these are not up to my normal graphic art standard, you guys. I don't know. But I don't even know if you can see like the side of these. Hold on a second. There we go. How's that? Can you see that? Okay. We have some people we want to shout out tonight. And these shout outs are not based on Success Club or rank necessarily. But what we wanted to do was really recognize people who are showing up in different ways and really just stepping out for their business. So the first person that we wanted to recognize tonight, I don't know if she's on here yet, Amber Etheridge. She has been so consistent and doing an awesome job with her IG stories. She has been showing her fun personality. She's got this thing going on with her socks. And whether they match or not, she's got like crazy socks going on, but it's really fun because she has this really cool personality. And sometimes it's hard in a post, you know, when you're typing out and you're thinking, how would I say this to get your personality out there, which is why IG stories are so cool, is because it gives you a chance to do that, right? And just be you and kind of show what your life is like instead of just this girl that works out all the time. So Amber, good job to you. We are loving watching you on IG stories, so keep it up. We do have one rank to talk about tonight. Angela Wiseman is back to Emerald, and I'm so proud of her. And she also committed to Transform 20 this week, so she is going to be doing that program. Super excited for her. Next, Shelby. She has been building her biz with purpose and intention. So it's one thing to show up and just work, right? But it's another thing to show up and like have a vision, have the goals, do the like have the mindset and actually do the work. And she has been doing it. And her IG stories are pretty awesome too. I've been watching her on there. But anyway, so way to go, Shelby. Amanda Craig, we wanted to recognize you. She actually just messaged me today that her first free group wrapped up last week, and she did it totally on her own. She sent me a message and said, hey, I want to do a free group with Clean Week. How do I do it? And I sent her some, like I told her where the challenge group, like templates were and things like that. And she just went with it. She set up a Facebook group. She had 35 people in it. So in that 2 weeks, she did a prep week and Clean Week. She introduced 35 new people to that program. And hopefully then they'll be joining or all of them will be joining her to go all in with their health and fitness. But congrats to you and just taking initiative and rolling with it. Doing the Google, right? Googling it and figuring it out on her own. I love it. And I think this is one of our last individual. We have Lisa Cook, because she has been fearlessly sharing her story and her Transform 20 journey despite her broken toe. And what is awesome is she's using that as the modifier to show that it's still possible. And I know it's personally frustrating because she wanted to be crazy all in on Transform 20, and she still is, but she has a broken toe. And so, but she's using that on social media and sharing with other people to say, you know what, I'm still doing this I'm modifying and I'm getting results. So it's awesome. You turn that like negative, you could be pouting about it, into like a positive thing. So congrats to you. That is awesome. We also had this previous Wednesday, our Thursday to Wednesday week, we had, I tried to come up with something with soaring and bats. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything this week. So maybe next time we can. We have our Soaring Strong Nation Bat Stars that posted. This doesn't mean you didn't do it, but these are the people that responded to the post. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. Megan legit messaged me like 2 minutes ago and was like, hey, did you remember to add these people to the slide? And I hadn't. She asked me to do it and I didn't. So I just did this. So we had Megan, Lisa, Brooke, Sarah, Amber, Caroline, and Pam all posted that they had completed their bats for the week before. And we know that that is key. Number one, this is what we have to do, right? Everything else is awesome, but this is critical, and this is where business grows, all right? So good job, everybody. Last thing I wanted to discuss was Team Cup. A lot of people already signed up for it. If you haven't already registered, maybe you're already committed to a team. So I don't have all the names, but congrats to everybody that has committed to that. It's a lot of fun. It gives you a chance to either, work with your team or even work with some people outside your team that maybe you get new ideas and new energy from. So Team Cup is just a really awesome way to also like launch your business because you're working so closely with a group of people. Maybe if you're new, it's a chance to say, I really have no flipping clue what I'm doing, but we're going to work together and figure it out, which is what we do most of the time anyway. So congrats to everybody that's done that. These are the prizes. So if you individually get Success Club 5, you get this cool portion fix cutting board, which I'm totally getting. I love that. How cool will that look on your IG stories when you've got like ingredients laid out in your containers and you're taking pictures? A team reward, if everybody on your team is Success Club 5, then you will get the cool Transform 20 thermal. I would love to be wearing like at Summit in Indy. I think would be fun. And then the last one, if everybody gets Success Club 10, you actually get a pop-up shade tent, which is awesome. I want that tent for camping or beaching or whatever, or just in my front yard. Okay, so if you haven't found a Team Cup team, grab one. I know Megan was just saying she's looking for some people, a couple more people to fill hers up. Let's work together, get everybody on a Team Cup team that wants one because it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, I'm done.
You stop your share, then I'll start.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, ladies. I am going to start now into Instagram. If you do not have a pencil and a paper out and ready, you are going to want to take notes on this because I'm going to lay out to you exactly what I do during Caroline is Ready, during my Instagram Power Hour. So I've got notes. You're going to see me looking down a lot because I don't want to miss any of this information. The first thing I want to bring up is you have to have a complete mindset shift, I want to say, when you go over to Instagram. Let me see. I'm going to mute real quick. Just a second. Mute all. There we go. Yeah. Okay. You have to have a complete different mindset whenever you go over to Instagram as opposed to Facebook. It's a whole different demographic. It's a whole different set of people. But honestly, I like it a lot more. I really like the people that I'm talking to because I can really laser focus in on people that are just like me. People that want what I have to offer instead of just my warm market on Facebook. But I'm going to go through the steps of how I find those people that are just like me and how I get those followers that are just like me. A few months ago, a huge thing with Instagram was the follow, unfollow apps that we have. And I've even still got some of them on my phone because I do use them to unfollow, but I no longer use them to follow. Captivate is the name of the app, and I use the cleaner. I do not use these apps to follow people, but I do use them to clean up and get people to unfollow me, or for me to not unfollow me. I don't want them unfollowing me, but I do want to get rid of them if they're not following me, because there's no reason for me to be following someone that's not following me. That's not doing anything for my business at all. So those are good apps, but they're not good for the quality. And what Instagram is all about is engagement. Those followers that you have to be engaging. They have to be liking. They have to be commenting on your posts. That is what you want. It is all about the engagement on Instagram. And that makes it a lot more fun, a lot less stressful. And what I'm going to tell you right now needs to be about an hour a day. If you want the optimal, this is going to work, I'm going to make this happen, you need an hour a day just for this first chunk I'm going to give you. If you can't do an hour a day, do what you can do. But just this first chunk of how to find the right people, you need to be spending about an hour a day to find these good quality followers. Okay, so here are your steps. Number 1, first thing you're going to do, you're going to find other accounts that identify with you, other big accounts that identify with you. And what I mean by that is maybe a fitness expert, maybe a dog mom, maybe for me, it's a camping blogger. But people that have large accounts, that have thousands and millions of people following them, you want to find one of those accounts. And you want to go into that account, and here's what you're going to do once you go into that account. You're going to look at their latest post on Instagram. You're going to click and look at the people that like and comment on that post. And we want the people that like and comment on those posts because those are engaging Instagram users. Those are people that are on Instagram, using Instagram, commenting on Instagram, liking. If you just go to a hashtag that's, and I do this sometimes too, but if you just go to a hashtag that is, like my last one I did was like Disney marathon runners. And I did have a few good connections with that. But not all of those people are on Instagram commenting and liking. They're not engaging. They're just someone that ran a marathon and used the hashtag Disney marathon runner. So we need to find those people that are engaging. So maybe find, just as an example, find a Disney marathon runner that has a big post that is a blogger. Go to their page, look at their post, see who's liking, see who's commenting, and then you're going to go to that person's page. You are not going to follow that person. You are not going to follow that person. Instead, you are going to like a few of their posts. If you have something that is genuine that you can say about a few of their posts, say something genuine. If they have stories, you need to be watching their stories and you need to be commenting on their stories because that gets you into their inbox. But you're not going to follow them yet. You're going to like a few posts, you are going to comment on a post or two, and you are going to get into their inbox. And now I want to back up a little bit. Erica gave us the task a few weeks ago of creating a list of 60 people or more of connecting or getting in their inbox. It's the getting in their inbox challenge a day. That, when she told me that, I knew that was too much for me. I could not get into 60 people a day into their inbox. Maybe you can. So don't let that be a limiting belief that you can't just because I knew that wasn't something that I could do. I had other activities and other things that I need to be doing. For me, my goal is 60 a week. You can see the very first week that I did it, I got into 28 inboxes. That was not 60, but you know what? It was 28 more than I was in ever before in my entire life. So that was 28. And guess what? Last week, I got into 65 inboxes in the week. So try it. If you feel like 60 was too much or too overwhelming, keep a notebook page and fill this out throughout the week. So those people that I just messaged, that I told you just, let me find my notes, to message, mark them on your list if you're getting into their inbox. And that means if you're commenting on one of their stories and that goes into their inbox, mark them onto that list. Keep this list out where you can mark them. And then you're just going to repeat that process over and over and over again. You're going to go to the big account. You're going to find the people commenting and liking. You're going to do all of those steps. And that is so much slower than buying an app that will help you follow, unfollow people, but you are going to get good, engaging people on your page. And this is what's going to happen. They're going to notice that someone named Megan has commented and liked on a few of their posts, and then they're going to check my page out. And then maybe they'll follow me. Maybe they won't. If they follow me, then great. I have a new follower that I can start having conversations with, start talking to. If they don't follow me, then honestly, they're probably not someone that was going to ever sign up with me in the first place. So there is no reason for me to follow them and waste my energy on that. Instead, I'm going to do all of those things and let them come to me, and they can follow me. And that's going to give me, and I'm going to use an example because I heard, I can't remember. I heard someone share this example though, and she said it's the same as if you have 100 people, and actually we did a training this morning and he used kind of fish as the example, but she said it's like if you have 100 people outside of your house, how are you going to get those 3 to 5 people to sign up with you? Well, you're going to have 100 conversations with all of those people. So you can either go that route, which is exhausting and gets you a lot of no's, or you can go this route where you have 5 people at your door that are really interested in you and are following you and like what you're doing. And those conversations are probably going to go a lot better because they've chose to follow you. Whenever you see that they have followed you, that's when I follow them back. So I I go and I look at what's going on that little heart, and you can see who's followed you, and I follow those people back. Okay. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going to now go, wait a second. Oh, I do want to bring up, that means that you have to have value on your Instagram page, that your pictures have to add value. You have to hook them in by what you have. And I always say the 9 rule. Whenever someone clicks on your Instagram, they can see those first 9 pictures right away. So in my first 9 pictures, these are the things I want to make sure that I have. I want to make sure that there is a transformation picture. Every 9 pictures that I'm sharing a transformation picture of me. And if you're doing the every Sunday transformation, which is kind of what our team started doing with this new program, then you should have a transformation picture every 9 pictures. I do an easy food picture, something easy, because that's who I try to attract. I try to attract those busy moms that need an easy food recipe. So I try to have a food picture. I try to have a picture that makes me relatable. And for me, that's of my kids, something of my kids, so that they can see that I am a mom. I try to have a picture about coaching and the coaching opportunity or the fun that we have as coaches. Tonight, I'm going to talk about our call. My post is going to be about our call. And then a workout picture. And I really want you to think about what would draw you to someone else's Instagram. If you opened up someone else's Instagram and you saw those first 9 pictures, what would you see that would draw them to you? That's what yours needs to be. And you can see right here, maybe, there's my first 9 pictures. And it includes all of those things that I just mentioned. So those 9 first pictures, you just kind of are going to rotate those things in and out. Now, everything that I just shared, again, if you really want to get some followers and really want to get those good quality followers, you need to spend about an hour a day doing just that. And I'm getting ready to tell you what I do kind of during my power hour. If you don't have an hour a day, you don't have an hour a day. But if you have an hour a day in that, these are easy things to do. Like I can do this while I'm sitting in the car rider line. I can go to those big accounts and follow those people and do all those things that I just mentioned. Everything I just mentioned is something that you can do in 5 or 10 minutes in little pods throughout the day. Super simple to do that. Now that I've done that, and I try to do that before I start my power hour because I personally have the time to be able to do that. So I try to do that, and then I start my Instagram power hour. And this is what my power hour looks like. And I'm going to kind of give you a list of this too. I see Brooke Forrest twice. Why do I see Brooke twice? I love it. I love seeing 2 Brooks. Okay, so this is what my power hour looks like on Instagram. First thing I do, number 1, I go in and I respond to all messages. So that's the very first thing I do. If you don't have any messages, if you're not at that point yet, because I wasn't when I started, I didn't have any messages in my inbox, then you just skip that step. But that is the very first thing I do is I go in and I respond to all messages, because I try to just keep this to that hour a day. And a lot of times those people have been kind of waiting several hours to hear back from me. That's the first thing. Second thing I do is I respond to all of my posts. And a lot of this is on your bat. I just do it in a different order than the bat is in. I respond to all my posts. And that means if anyone has commented on anything, I respond to that. If they need a message sent to them, I send them the message. And if anyone has liked any of my posts, they get a little message from me too. And those messages vary. It could just be thanks for the love on my post. It could be, I saw that you liked this post about my coaching income. Would you like more information? I mean, it can vary based on how long I've been friends with this person, how many conversations. If I've liked them or if I've sent a message to them saying, thank you for liking my post 10 times, then they're probably going to be getting a message, are you interested in this? Because you're still liking my post. So that's number 2. I respond to all of those messages. Number 3, I'm connecting with my list of people that I need to be connecting with. And I'm going to backtrack a little bit and talk about my tracking. I keep this list that Erica mentioned. And you can see, here's my list from last week of 60 people. And actually, I'll just switch it over to this week so I can explain what I did today. Here's my list. I got 13 people in today that I went to their inbox. 2 of those people responded to me in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a thank you, whether it was a conversation. Those people now are going onto my list to track, to start building relationships with, because they have responded to me. And I use Google Streak, and I have a section in Google Streak that is my forming section. And I go there and I put their names in there. And so that is what I do. Third is I go to that Google Streak forming section and I connect with all of those people on that list. And that's usually going to their Instagram page and commenting on one of their posts or looking at their stories and getting into their inbox again, just to let them know that I'm interested in what they're doing and I'm building that relationship with them. Number 4 thing I do is I invite people that I've been connecting with for a while. I try to get in 10 invites a day to my challenge group, 3 coach invites. And I know 3 invites to the coaching opportunity is probably a super scary number for you, because it was for me for a very long time. But the more that you start talking about coaching on your page, the easier those invites are going to be. The more you start talking about coaching on your Instagram stories, on your pages, on whatever, the easier it's going to be for you to send a message to someone inviting them to the coaching opportunity. And I want to tell you something else. On Instagram, I personally think it's a lot easier too, because it's not warm market. I don't know them. If they say no, my feelings are not hurt. I could care less. I'm unfollowing them and I'm moving on to the next person. And I have, I think, either 7 or 8 people at this point from Instagram that are going to be on our sneak peek call on Thursday, just for me inviting them to that. Some said no, and I could have cared. Yes, it takes the emotion out of it. It's not your best friend who is going to really hurt your feelings if they say no. It's just some random person that started following you. So I personally think inviting to the coaching opportunity is a lot easier on Instagram than it is in your warm market, because I know a lot of us are helpers and we're lovers and we love these people and we want to help them so much, and we get into these big emotional conversations that last for months and weeks and years. And if you're Sarah Morris, it lasts for like 4 years and you just want them to say yes. But on the Instagram world, you're just like, okay, they don't want to do this. Next person. They don't want to do this. Next person. It's a lot easier to dish those out. And so that's number 4. I invite 10 people to a challenge group, 3 people to a coaching opportunity. And I know I'm flying through this, guys, so if you have any questions, feel free to type them and I'll answer them at the end. And the 5th thing, I have 6 things. The 5th thing I do is I check my stories. Hopefully you are all doing stories at this point. I check my stories and I send the appropriate messages to people. And maybe that's just a thank you for watching my stories. Maybe that is I saw that you clicked this on the, do you like this, or do you want more information on this, or whatever it is, or maybe a follow-up. I've sent some follow-ups today that were like, hey, did you see my message that I sent you last week? Because I just wanted to make sure. And that's okay to do that. Because a lot of those people said, oh, shoot, I did, and I totally forgot to respond. Tell me a little bit more. It's okay to do that. We're busy. People forget that you've messaged them, and a lot of times they want some time to think about it, and then they forget to respond to you. And then the very last thing that I do is I finish, number 6, I finish up my tracking. So if I have any information that I need to bring over to my tracking system or anything like that, that's kind of where I wrap it all up and I write everything down before I close shop for the day. It's also a time when I respond to any messages maybe that happened during my power hour. Because when I'm working and doing that power hour, I'm not responding to messages. I'm going through this list and I'm trying to get all this stuff done. So I'll wrap it up by responding to messages depending on how much time I have. If I don't have time, then they're going to have to wait till the next time when I open my computer up. And remember, that's the first thing I do is respond to messages. So one way or the other. So that is what my Instagram Power Hour looks like. I have been rocking it since January 1st. And I have to switch things up and I have to change things because it's ever changing. But I am really seeing results in me being able to do it this way. I think I'm at like SC18 now between me and Sean. And some of that has came from Instagram. So I would highly encourage you, and let me back up and say I am still doing Facebook, but I'm doing it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe I'm working a Facebook Power Hour. I'm just kind of doing it as I feel needed. But most of my time and my energy is going into Instagram now because that is where people are. And that's where I'm finding those people that are like me that I connect with. So I am now going to send it over to Lindsay.
Thanks, Megan. Yeah, just encore there. Like I was like looking at my IG as Megan was going through and kind of trying to assess some things that I can do to make it better. And so thank you, Megan, for sharing all that, because I'm definitely going to be going back to this call, writing down some notes and making that shift for sure. We are kind of a warm market team. So I think that what I'm about to talk about, this is the perfect segue in there. We have to get out of our comfort zones. And Megan has showed up so big as a leader on this team where she's at freaking SC18 essentially on January 21st. And it's because she's done the extra work. And it's because she has showed up bigger than she ever has. And for anybody who doesn't know, January is double points towards our Success Club 2020. So her points are going to double in the amount that shows up for her trip dollars for the not this year's trip, but the next. And that's huge. That is huge because she's going to get a bunch of really fun stuff paid for her and Sean. All right. So to wrap up the call tonight, ladies, I want to say this. You showing up here is you saying no to something else. You showing up here is you saying no to something else. You could be on Netflix. You could be like my husband and son just got back from my nephew's basketball game. So that's something that I skipped out on tonight. And you showing up here says something about you and how committed you are to your business. Okay? We can't always make every single call live, but every single call that you do show up live and you get the energy from our teammates does something for you. Not just for your business, but it's going to start to shift some of your mindset and some of your heart set for where you want to go. And tonight, what I want to bring to you, Josh Coates, I'm in his training right now, and today he said, when we use the word can't, we are essentially and simply saying that we are not willing to do the work to get there. And it was like one of those truth bombs for me where I was like, oh, I can't get to my power hour today. I'm not willing to make the time to do it, is what I'm saying. And there's another phrase, help me if you know this one, put it in the chat comments here. But instead of saying, oh, I can't make it, to hang out with a friend or to do something else, really you're saying that's not a priority to me. Okay? And we don't ever have to feel bad when we choose not to make a sacrifice. But it's been really apparent to me in every single training and every single PD book, they are essentially calling us out and saying, are you willing to do the work? And if you watch the Sean T video, he got right up in our face and said, are you going to do the work? Right? So tonight I want to leave you with this. Sarah shouted out some people who are showing up in really big ways, in ways that they haven't done before. And when we see that shift in someone, we want to celebrate it. Whether it's your clients, your fellow coaches, your upline coaches, whoever it is, when you see somebody showing up in new ways, celebrate them. And then acknowledge how you do. Acknowledge it with your downline. Acknowledge it with your success partner. Acknowledge it with other people. Because what we want to do is be a team of action this year. We want to be a team that's ready to rise up. To rise up physically on the flipping deck that Mavs, I don't know about you, but they're burning. And we want to rise up in other areas of our lives where, quite frankly, we weren't doing the work. Okay? This is collective. This is not just on you. This is a team. And together we rise. Together we lift each other up. Together, when one of our best friends or co-coaches is getting down on themselves because they can't get through a workout or they can't make happen what they want to happen in their business happen this week or this month. We say, you want to know what? You're down. Give yourself some grace and let's get back up. You need help? Okay, I'm going to help you up, but I can't do it all for you. You got to do this too. And how are you going to say that to yourself? Ladies and gentlemen, it's on you, but you're not alone. And there's that weird balance of like, okay, I got to do this for me. I got to do this on my own. But at the same time, you have a team who's here to encourage you to keep getting up. We're not going to do it for you, but we're going to be here to say, we see you and we see you showing up strong. Okay, so Alexi Panos is an author whose book, Missy, is no longer on the call, but she suggested this book to me, 50 Ways to Yay. She's an Insta influencer. She's amazing. I'm going to leave you with this quick activity from her that I'm also challenging my challengers this Wednesday to do. I want you to call yourself out on your own BS. Okay? That can be BS as most of us know, or that can be BS as in your belief system. Okay? We have limiting beliefs that hold us back. And we have beliefs that help us rise up. So examples of empowering beliefs that could lift you up. I can do anything I put my mind to. It's not failure. It's an opportunity to learn. I am a successful businesswoman. I am a successful mom. I am a successful wife. I am a successful blank. Whatever it is that you want to be successful is, can you say that? We know these as affirmations, right? But tonight, I'm going to call you out on saying you got to acknowledge the disempowering beliefs that you're holding on to and that have held you back from a lot of goals that you keep wanting to set and you never get to because of all the excuses. And think about disempowering beliefs that you have. Some examples that might kind of like trigger what's going on for you are, I'm no good at this. Money is the root of all evil. I'm a victim of my own circumstances. And you can rewrite that right now. What do you make yourself a victim for? Because I'm going to tell you this, we all do it, especially in relationships. Figure out what it is that you're disempowering yourself with that like broken record that keeps happening in your head telling you that you're not enough. Okay? I'll never get ahead. Maybe for you, it's an income goal. I have somebody who told me, I want to make $500 a month in this business. Girls, Ladies and gentlemen, you can make $500 a month in this business easy if you do that bat every single day. If you show up 7 days a week and do that bat, it takes a little bit of time to get your momentum going in your business, but it will happen. No problem. But you got to show up and you got to do the work. Okay? So, thinking about empowering beliefs and disempowering beliefs, I want you to write this down. Ask yourself the question, and I want 3 answers. Okay? Number 1 question is, what negative belief systems or what negative BS have been running your life? I want 3 of them, A, B, and C. And if you can't come up with them, you really need to dig deep and do some self-reflection, meditation, prayer, whatever it is for you. There's something. We're human, okay? So that's the number 1 question. You have A, B, and C answers. Write those down for yourself. Number 2 question, how can you reframe those negative beliefs into empowering ones? And I want you to reframe A to empowering. Reframe your B to answer 1 to an empowering one for B for answer or question 2. And then your C for your answer for number 1, I want you to reframe it to an empowering phrase for C for answer number 2. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. After you do those 2 things, I want you to come up with 3 brand new, and maybe it's similar to an affirmation that you've had in the past, but I want you to rewrite it, because when we flip the script, when we look at something a different way, that's when we rise up. And I want you to change, and maybe how you write your ABC for number 2, those are your I am statements. But I want you to change those 3 empowering statements to 3 I am statements. And I want you to write them down. And I want you to share them with at least your success partner. But because we're a team, and because we're here to lift each other up, I would really, really like us all to take the challenge to be a little bit vulnerable on the Soaring Strong Nation after our very first Soaring Strong call, and put these on the team page. Because guess what, ladies? We're rewriting the script. We're flipping our own script. And when we share that with our community, and when our community knows what we're up to, bigger things are going to happen, not just for us personally, but on this journey together. And hopefully, like Megan was talking about with Instagram, like you start to tune into some things that you can be vulnerable and share about in your social media with your followers. They're going to start hearing a more authentic you, and declaring what you are and what you're up to is where that begins. We'll leave it at that. I love you all. Megan?
Awesome. I want to wrap the call up with a few little things, as Lindsay was talking about, that I thought about. As far as, just like she said, being vulnerable with your post, I knew that I needed to post about the coaching opportunity, and I knew I needed to get more coaching posts in there, but I had no flipping clue how to do that. I really didn't. I really did not. So I went and I started looking at other top coaches' posts and seeing how they presented it, seeing what they talked about, and that is where I got my information from. So if right now you're thinking the same thing, like I don't know what to post, I know I need to post about coaching, I don't know how to say it or what to do, look at their posts. Doesn't mean you copy and paste, but look at the things that they're talking about in their posts. But be intentional. Don't just start scrolling and looking at things. Be intentional. I also want to share with you something. A few of us are doing the Josh Coates training, which I love. It's incredible. You can still do it. It's not too late. Anyone can still go ahead and sign up for that. But even if you're not signed up for it, you're going to be getting some incredible information from those of us that are doing it. And Lindsay just talked about the 3 affirmations. I used to do affirmations every single day, and my affirmation was the exact same. I will take my kids to school. Every single day I said that. I will take my kids to school. And that affirmation, I'm taking my kids to school now. So it's proof that it works, along with the hard work. You can't just say it. But I've gotten away from those affirmations for whatever reason. And starting back with Josh Coates' group and saying my affirmations every single day before I start working. And we have to check in with him and tell him that we've said these affirmations, has made it just gives me this confidence before I start working that I've got this. And Lindsay talked about the I am statements, but he added a little more to help us with those. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So you're going to do an I am worthy of, and I am capable of, and an I am creating. So kind of fill in the blanks with those three things. I am worthy of, I am capable of, I am creating. And I want to challenge you to say those three things. And I have them right here next to my bat. So every day when I sit down to work, that's on a little sticky note right here by my bat. And I say those things, and I really say those things. And sometimes I say those things. Oh, Sarah's got hers too on a little note there. And sometimes I say those things 2, 3, 4 times, and I'll close my eyes and I'll say them. And I really just get in my head. And my first one is, I am worthy of elite. And I say that over and over again because this team is worthy of elite. And I believe that with my whole heart. But sometimes I've got to get into my heart and my head. And that's my way of doing that. So I really encourage you to do that. Another thing that he has us do is write our goals down. Every single day, we have to write our goals down. Whether that's your goal for the month, whether that's your goal for the year, I would encourage you to do the month. Like if your goal is to hit Success Club 10 by the end of this month, then every day when you sit down to work, you say your affirmations and you write your goals down, hitting Success Club 10, signing up 2 new coaches, whatever your goal might be. So I would encourage you to do that also. Take those 2 things on. And I just want to, in the next team call, check in with you and see how you're doing and see how that works and see if you enjoy doing that. And then also, like Lindsay said, I'd love for you to share those 3 affirmations that you're going to be doing on our team page. All right, guys, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure no one had any questions really quick because I said I would answer those. And then we will get off of here. Is Brooke still on here? Brooke, what do you mean by that? What if you already hit follow on those people?
So you mentioned that when you search like the bigger accounts, that you look for the people like right at the beginning who are commenting. Well, I had been doing that, but I went to their page, and if it's somebody that I thought I could connect with, I hit follow already. But you had mentioned don't follow until they follow you. So I didn't know, do I unfollow them? Unfollow them. Okay.
Yeah, if they're not following you back, I would. Like if they are not following you, I would not follow them.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. And I just think that takes, you following all these people and them having no interest in you is just, there's no reason for you to be following all these people that have no interest in what you're doing. So that kind of takes that out of there too.
Right. Okay. And you answered my other question too, by the way. So you don't have to answer that.
Okay. Do I keep thanking people for watching if they have never responded? It just depends. I'll do it for a while and then, then I'll probably unfollow them because obviously they're not interested in what I have to offer. And as far as I don't know if that was yours or not, Brooke, IG and Facebook power every day. IG I'm doing every single day. That's what I'm tracking on my bat. Facebook I'm doing 2 to 3 times a week. So I hope that helps. All right, guys, thank you so much for showing up and being here tonight. It was super fun to do our first Soaring Strong Nation call, and I will be putting in the events when our next calls are going to happen. So just know that's kind of how that's working now. In the events in the Soaring Strong page is where you'll have the team call, and this number is the number we will always use. So I think that'll also kind of help to keep everyone on the same track. So have a great night, guys. Bye.